Hey creatures, we are headed into the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor panel. We are so excited. It is Sunday and it is the last day, but we are chugging on because so much fun stuff is happening.
So cute. I love that.
That was awesome. I love that.
Midsummer Scream. The international city, Long Beach, has many legends and many ghost stories. Perhaps there are none as enduring or infamous as those surrounding the grand ocean liner moored just across the harbor, the Queen Mary. Some claim to have witnessed the lady in white wandering the ship's halls late at night. Others have heard screams from the darkness of the ship's engine room. Every autumn, a thick fog rolls in with the tide, bringing with it a spectral crew of monsters and madmen who take over the ship with an unquenchable thirst for screams of the living. This phenomenon is known as Queen Mary's Dark Harbor. This is Lucky 13. Please, welcome to the stage, General Manager at the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor, Star Romano. Doug Bailey. Vice President of Experiential Operations, Brett Bertolino. Director of Halloween Attractions, Amy Holloman. And founding partner of 13th Floor Entertainment Group, Chris Stafford. Your host for this presentation, actor, director, and producer, Fiona Renee.
What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me? What up, 13th floor team?
Ooh, we're ready.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Midsummer Scream. I am so stoked to be here. How are y'all doing tonight? Moderating this panel today with y'all. You may know me from some random ass TV shows like I know we did last summer, Tracker if you like true crime on network TV. But thank you. But before TV, I started as a scare actor. Do we have any scare actors in the house? Yes, I saw some sliders back there. Yes. All right, so we're gonna get started. I'm so stoked to have community. If I ever felt like I had a community in my life, it's at this event. I hope you guys feel the same. So, we are talking about Queen Mary's Dark Harbor. Oh God, we're gonna die already. And we have a lot of stuff in store for y'all today, okay? So to start things off, let's see what Dark Harbor has in store for us for 2026, shall we? What the team has in store behind Dark Harbor this year. Chris, my friend, you know, Chris and I go way back, many, many years.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, too many years to tell you. And I know and I've heard that this year is going to be even more fantastic and special than last year.
It is. Yeah, first I'd like to say we couldn't be more proud to be a part of this event. You know, doing this now for a couple years, the history behind it and how all you guys feel about it. It's been an honor to bring this to life for everybody. But this year is the 13th year of Dark Harbor. It's produced by 13th Floor. And for this year, for the first time, there will be 13 icons roaming the ship this year. So when we sat down and talked about it, we didn't necessarily plan it that way, but sometimes the universe throws you a bone and you count them and you say there's 13 and this works. So it's a pretty big milestone. Not a lot of events really make it, you know, annually like this, and it's all because of you guys supporting it and coming back every year and supporting us and what we do. So we appreciate that. the folks at the Queen Mary, they love this event, and they, we all know it took a little break, and they remain dedicated to bring it back for all you guys, so they deserve a big hand for that. So 13 years on this ship, on this amazing ship, and this year she's gonna find some even newer ways to scare us.
13 years with 13th floor. I can't believe this, you guys.
How many years have we had? What year was it? Do we even want to say?
2006.
So when she says she started here, literally she did. She started.
My very first scare acting job, where I played a vampire and I popped out of the door. And those of you who are scare actors out there, you all know what it's like to fall on your face in front of a whole group of people and just keep going and save it with a screech, right? And I did that my first year, and it made me harder than ever. It gave me my thick skin.
I'd have to give her props. She left us. She was in San Antonio. She says, I'm going to LA to be famous. And whenever anybody says that, you're like, okay. But with her, I knew there was something in you. So super impressed with your success. Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate that. Thank you. You gotta surround yourself with people that support you. So speaking of support, okay, so 13 is a big milestone. And this year you got a lot of shoes to fill from last year, because last year was, amazing. Can we go through our beautiful panel and talk about some highlights from last year? Oh, look at that! Look at those! Yeah, who wants to start?
We'll start down there. Star?
Star!
I'm gonna start actually.
Okay, all right.
Oh, we're going to end on Star.
So, hi guys. One of my highlights, I guess I'll say, is I've been, really enjoying how we're diving further into the stories of the icon characters and the true stories of the Queen Mary, but putting a little bit more of our haunted twist on it. And I think last year was the last year of the feast maze, which is sad. And it was a decision we made. We thought this space is gonna retire. But it was incredible to see how the cast rallied around it. They were the most carnivorous cannibals in Feast that it ever had. It was intense last year. If you went to Feast last year, I'm sure you came out sweating. It's also hot in that part of the ship. But seeing the actors play every last second of slicing and blood and fear, just squeezing all of the blood from the fresh heart of Feast was really special. And so I'll say Feast Final Cut was my highlight from last year.
Let's go Feast.
So mine was actually not at the Halloween event, but did any of y'all attend Dark Masquerade this year?
Yeah.
So going down into the belly of the ship, into the boiler room, into Gale's Requiem, and how haunting that experience was, I thought was my highlight. It was truly a pretty epic moment. So.
Love that.
For me, every year, my favorite moments are always just interactions with fans. I think we work really hard all year to bring these events to life. And once we're open and we're in that environment, I love to kind of just at the beginning of the night, stand at the event entrance, welcome people to Dark Harbor, thank them for coming. This year on Halloween night, I was out there talking to guests and just, Halloween's a holiday for all of us. And it means so much to me that somebody would choose to spend their Halloween with us at Dark Harbor. And some of the folks I talked to out there said, this is the second year we're coming in a row on Halloween night. And I think that's so special because we're in the business of building traditions. And I think that we all know how special Dark Harbor is. So that really is a humbling experience because at the end of the day, all of us are fans that produce this event. We're fans of Dark Harbor. So that was my highlight from last season.
Love that. Doug?
On a production side, I guess I'm pretty biased because I think that all of the ideas come across our table and we do not have the ability to set everything up over the vast footprint of the show. So we have a lot of pieces that come in from our New Orleans shop, and then we have pieces that come out of our LA shop. So we get to see it, even though we have it all in our heads of what it's supposed to look like, there are elements where we don't necessarily see it all the time. So I guess really walking through the shows every season, my highlight is actually seeing our designs and what we are building that are coming out of the shops actually in place, and how the actors use it and how everybody walks through and how it's received afterwards. So I kind of think that that's pretty much my, when you ask me this next year, I'm going to give the same answer. So.
Last but not least,
All right, yeah, my highlight from the season is a point that I look forward to every year. It's this moment where the event stops feeling like a production and it starts to feel alive. You know, our actors aren't just playing roles, they are their characters. Every guest question is answered without hesitation. All the departments are working together: makeup, wardrobe, tech, pyro, security, food and beverage. They're working together like a living, breathing organism. And for me, the best part about that is that that moment happens sooner every year, which means that we're getting better together, we're growing, and we're just improving. So that really brings me to the people who make all of that possible. We want to take a second to recognize our incredible cast and There are so many people behind the scenes and in the streets, mazes, stages, and everywhere in between who pour so much of themselves into Dark Harbor. Your creativity, passion, hard work, and love for this event are what make Dark Harbor what it is. So to every single person who was a part of that last season, thank you. We truly could not have done this without you. We can't wait to do it again this year.
yes. Thank you, cast, thank you, crew, thank you, fans. It is really a family of people that come out from the woodworks and gather in this space. And thank you guys for making the space possible for us to all gather in. Now, this is very exciting. We had some iconic new mazes last year, and an icon of 2025, the Voodoo Priestess and the Voodoo Bayou, the Queen's Curse. That was really exciting to me. Did any of you guys go out to the Voodoo? Went into creating that last year for Dark Harbor?
I would love to tell you.
Tell us, Amy.
Well, I'm going to start, so as we were talking about, we're entering the 13th season of Dark Harbor. So the Voodoo Priestess is an icon who existed before last year. Now, I look back in some of our archives of what was the initial story of the Voodoo Priestess, and at first it was written that she was from an exotic land. And then we know there was a great voodoo maze that was a little more New Orleans themed a handful of years back. But we wanted to bring this back in a new way, to honor this icon and to tie her to the Queen Mary. Like, why is she here in Long Beach? So the voodoo that we do is an amalgamation inspired by different types of voodoo from Haiti, West Africa, New Orleans, and even Hollywood, like Wes Craven's The Serpent and the Rainbow. It's a mix. We're not trying to just be one thing. And that was something that was important to us. But why is she here in Long Beach? Well, it's because when she was in this exotic land, a drunken group of sailors, who seemed to be pirates, passed by, and she saw them, and she essentially entrapped them with a hex, and she made them her pirates, commanded that ship, and took it to the Queen Mary. She crashed that ship here in Long Beach. The pirate ship is in the Voodoo Bayou, right next to the maze, and she set up a whole village where she is starting to necromance the dead sailors from the Queen Mary. And they started to rise last year. If you were in the maze, you saw a combination of the people of the Voodoo Priestess's village, who will be in all of the different awesome voodoo garb and costumes and makeup that our costume and makeup team made. And you also saw sailors with the RMS of the Queen Mary that have been brought back to the dead, and they are doing her bidding. So we really wanted to take that story into the next chapter. And so we're excited to bring both the nautical element of the Queen Mary and the voodoo into the harbor.
I love that with all the different history as well tied in that you guys you didn't skip out. I really appreciate that. Doug, you want to talk about the building process?
Yeah, so I'm glad that Amy talked about the story first, because that kind of goes along with our building process. So I'm sure that there's a lot of haunt builders in the crowd, artists, creatives, correct? All right, so for the few of you out there. So Amy and Brett wind up calling me up early in the year, and they start developing these stories. So, of course, it's built out of wood, a lot of it, amongst other things. But no, they come in and kind of give us this heads up. And then Amy kind of just personifies everything about the story. So she gets in and starts to kind of dive and slither through everything. So a part of the process that we go through is that's kind of helpful for us as builders, because we kind of keep that idea rolling. And that goes from not only the building process to it also extends to the creative process and the painting process as well. So we can kind of have ideas about everything as we move through. So like Amy said, that we wanted to kind of incorporate everybody in, so not just a New Orleans style. So of course, the very first thing that we talk about is that we don't want to see everything purple and gold, because that's
The purple, green, and gold of like Mardi Gras, that's like
Mardi Gras is where that kind of screams out. So, but yeah, we need to know about the history of it and what the obsession that the priestess is having with things, so that way we can start kind of moving through the storyline. So, for instance, we'll just take our swamp for example. The swamp, also a highlight from seeing the entire thing set up at the show. But looking at that and kind of walking our way through, we had each individual shack, and we're kind of explaining about what the obsessions to these shacks are. So if we're looking at, the first shack where she's really obsessed with the Queen Mary, and it's kind of coming across that, we can kind of get into that about how we're building and what the structures are going in, but we can also get into the creative painting process, because we want to kind of get the idea that this priestess is kind of entranced as to what's happening, and she's looking at this ship, and she's inside this random shack that she's reaching down and she's picking up, she's like dipping her hands in paint, and she's like rubbing things on the wall, and she's frantically moving things around, and she's seeing the ship kind of come to life, and like that's becoming more of an obsession. So it kind of is it's a neat process for us to have that storyline, and I know that it doesn't necessarily always come through to everybody as they walk through. Some people don't care about the stories. Some people are just like, hey, I just want to kind of go in and get the shit scared out of me. And that's all they want. But really, in a sense, like that's important for us, because we can we start from the beginning and then we kind of roll through it. So even with this potion shop, that we're seeing on the big screen as I'm looking at the prompter. But we want to make sure that that's kind of embodying and developing like what the storyline has and what the walkthrough is. Because really, it's us doing our job to make their stories kind of come to life. So that's really basically kind of where our process goes.
I think we would all agree that one of the big stars of 13th Floor is the production quality. But speaking of actual stars, Star, could you tell us a little bit of the casting process and how you got these actors to be so scary?
Of course. Thank you guys. When it came to the casting process, we knew we wanted to reimagine her as the Voodoo Priestess as a strong black woman, powerful black woman with a commanding presence. And it was important that she felt authentic and not like a caricature or a stereotype like the purple and gold like we were talking about. We were looking for someone who could walk into a space and immediately own it. We found our icon priestess, and she brought all of that and so much more. Watching her step onto the stage during the maiden voyage and truly become the priestess for the first time was one of those really special moments. She understood what it meant to be trusted with such an important character, and you could feel that pride that she had when bringing the priestess to life every night. The connection showed up every time she performed, and I think that what made her portrayal feel so authentic and so powerful.
I love that. And it seems like, the voodoo priestess really captured the hearts and the souls of all of her victims, and I am one of them. I'm officially under her curse. I would assume all of you are as well.
I know. And Fiona, that maze will be back this year.
Let's
Coming back to
I
Dark
cannot
Harbor.
wait. I will see you guys all there, maybe multiple times. And I know this actually isn't the only big addition to the Queen Mary this past year. Chris?
Yeah, so if you attended our panel yesterday, we talked a little bit about the fact that we did open a year-round escape room on the Queen Mary. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. But anyone attending Midsummer Screen with your ticket, you do get free admission to the ship this weekend. And if you want to check out the escape room, that's over there. And you don't have to wait for Dark Harbor. There's some spooky entertainment on the Queen Mary year-round with the new escape room.
Let's go. Can I get some escape room fans up in here, please? Shout out to Morty for saving my life so I could lock in every single room I've ever been to.
How many, Fiona?
Well, I started with you guys. Austin, Texas, my first escape room. And now I'm at about 397. I know, don't judge. It's an addiction, you guys. So I can't wait to talk about more about what 13th Floor has in store for us, upcoming projects just like this. But there's one more thing that happened this past year at Dark Harbor. I know you asked the question, Chris. I was not lucky enough to make it out to Dark Masquerade. Y'all did, right? Yes, I know. And for the fans who didn't get to attend, Brett, can you give us a little more in-depth look about what you guys did out there? I'm actually selfishly a little curious because I'm a little jealous.
Sure. So 2 years ago, we did Dark Harbor's first ever off-season event. It was the Butcher's Blackout. The fan response was really great. So this year, we knew that we wanted to do an off-season event again, but we didn't want to just kind of replicate what we did the year before, and we also didn't want to do something that we could do during the main season. We wanted to take this advantage that we had of doing something in the off-season where we could create something that was kind of smaller, more intimate, and more interactive. You know how massive Dark Harbor is during the regular season. You can't replicate that for 2 or 3 nights. So Dark Masquerade was designed to give our fans the chance to dive deeper into the world of Dark Harbor than ever before. We created new story-driven experiences that allowed us to expand the lore around Dark Harbor's characters and Dark Harbor's maze stories. For our big fans, you would have been able to go down into the belly of the ship to have these intimate experiences. They're not full mazes. They're designed to be something that you experience a little bit more slowly. They're story-driven and they're interactive. And they also foreshadowed what you could expect to see this fall at Dark Harbor. So for our big fans, if you were paying attention, there were lots and lots of Easter eggs at Dark Masquerade. There were big Easter eggs and there were small Easter eggs. It's called Dark Masquerade because obviously our ringmaster is part of the show. They have a giant dance party on the Queen Mary, but Dark Masquerade is a lot more than just a dance party. During the night, our guests are invited into the belly of the ship for these story-driven intimate encounters. We did Gale's Requiem this past spring. We did The Search for Mary, and then we did Sweetheart Slaughterhouse. And Sweetheart Slaughterhouse was kind of a highlight for both myself and the team because, as you heard, we're not bringing back Feast this year. So it was a last opportunity for us to use that iconic Feast set to say goodbye to it, to honor the history, and to welcome guests into it for one final time, but in a new way. Amy, why don't you tell us a little bit about the story of Sweetheart Slaughterhouse?
Sure. Sweetheart Slaughterhouse took place in the maze that was Feast, but this was under the guise that you're out on a Valentine's Day date having a delicious dinner. So we bring you up into the restaurant, and then once you're welcomed by the waiter, he told you, unfortunately, the chef has gone missing. So you and your small group, I know you like escape rooms, this was an immersive adventure where you and your small group has to figure out what happened to the chef. And so you meet a series of actors who, they just killed it. I was so proud of them. you find out the chef was missing, so you have to get a clue and find out why was he missing, where's the last order, and then you move around and find out, whoa, he must have made something. What was his last recipe? Does anyone remember, did anyone learn what recipe he made? Beef Wellington.
Let's go.
We found out had a surprising ingredient in it. Anybody? Human people. We wrote it in Latin. It was corpus humanus, because that like sounds way cooler. But this was revealed to the guests. And of course, we kind of all knew for a long time that the chef may be doing twisted things, but it was spelled out. And then the guests had to make a choice if they would keep this secret or if they would rat him out to the captain at the end of the night. So some people kept it a secret, and some people did go snitch. I know you're out there snitching. And he told the captain that he was putting humans into the meat. The captain snitches. Well, the captain sent some special officers, they're pretty attractive, I think, that are on the screen right now, to capture the chef. And they brought him to the stage in the masquerade, and there was a vote. And he's getting locked up this year in cell block 13. And the chef lives on.
I was actually asking backstage about this, you guys. This is very exciting. I'm so glad that he's not gone forever. I love that it took place starting on Valentine's Day. Let's go on a date. Who wants to take me on a date to the slaughterhouse? But can you fill me in a little bit about the surgeon's lover, Graceful Gale?
I know. Okay, the surgeon. You guys know the surgeon, right? Dr. Edwin Masters. So the ringmaster calls up a bunch of her icon friends, and she says, hey, have a party. The surgeon says, I'm going to bring them to the belly of the ship, tell them about my experiments. I've been trying to wire the patient's brains, so when my lover Graceful Gale sings, she controls all of their minds. But Dr. Edwin Masters, he has this master plan. Oh, well done. He's wrong. Graceful Gale is not a tool. Graceful Gale has her own plan. And we started to learn during the masquerade what power her voice truly has. And this is a May's announcement. This year, you step further into the story, learning what Graceful Gale is up to. You know she's been looking for different suitors and soulmates in years past. Maybe she's encountered an old weapon of hers. So we ask you to step inside Infirmary, the Siren's Song, with a brand new finale this year at Dark Harbor.
The sadistic surgeon, I feel like he's connected to more events that you guys have had throughout the entire.
He's got his hands in a lot of things, like whether it be intestines or neurological planning. Yes, the surgeon, he's certainly an awesome icon. So we're really excited to bring this back on board the ship this year with a new, the next chapter.
And they're at Dark Masquerade.
Oh yeah, they were at Dark Masquerade. Now, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but I'm going to just go ahead and say this. This year, when we've been working on Dark Harbor, our focus has really been on the ship itself. So you're going to hear a little more about how the ship, which I'm wearing a Scottish rose in her honor, as she was built in Scotland. The ship is an area you'll get to spend more time on than ever before at Dark Harbor this year. And every maze on the ship is different than it was before, so let's tell them a little bit more.
Yeah, Brett.
So continuing on with the infirmary story, if you were at Dark Masquerade, you know that we did Gale's Requiem, and it was such a powerful moment. Chris said it was his favorite moment from the season. Watching Graceful Gale command the belly of the ship was an unforgettable experience, and during the season we are going to be giving our fans the opportunity to dive deeper into the story. During the season, an expanded version of Gale's Requiem will be available. So if you want to be part of that experience, learn a little bit more of the Dark Harbor Infirmary story, Gale will lead you down into the belly of the ship where you will witness a chilling confrontation that is going to unveil another layer of the infirmary story this year.
This is very exciting. I have not met Gail myself, and I can't believe that she will be the one taking us down. Is that correct?
She's not going to take you down the stairwells herself because she doesn't do that.
Okay.
It's challenging.
But I will be
waiting.
She'll be waiting for us while we head down there.
Yeah, she would kill me if I made her do that.
Well, I cannot wait to see what happens with these patients in September. Are there any more additions to the ship mazes other than Siren Song?
Oh yeah! So, I think some of you probably saw a little teaser we brought to the show floor. This year, Lullaby is going to the next chapter. So we know the story of Scary Mary, the little girl who drowned in the first class swimming pool. Well, we're learning this year that... There she is. This year, we learned that when Mary was alive and came aboard the ship, every child was gifted a cuddly comfort, a teddy bear. But when Mary drowned in the pool, so did the teddy bear. And we know she came up from the pool a long time ago to haunt the halls of the ship. Well, now the teddy bear has crossed through the vortex with her, and the teddy bear itself is possessed. And unfortunately, the teddy bear is a lot more twisted than the little girl's mind, and it's putting demonic thoughts. So this year, as you step inside Lullaby, you'll get to learn more of what Scary Mary is up to, what the teddy bear has been telling her to do. It's going to be a brand new path for the maze, with a brand new finale. We're very excited about it. I think for some people, Scary Mary's one of their favorite characters. Who out in the crowd is Scary Mary's Yeah, so we're giving her a little more shine this year.
As you should, as you should. We appreciate her little jaunt around. I want her back already. And can y'all tell me a little bit about the pool? Did y'all check out the pool on the show floor? It actually feels like you're underwater. I walked around, I mean, I came in, I couldn't believe it. Can you tell me a little bit about how you guys were able to do that?
A lot of jackhammers, muscle, and a lot of objection from the Queen Mary itself.
Thank God for that. Amazing. Other than a little bit of Teddy, what else do we have for the Lullaby Maze this year?
I actually said it all at once. Sorry. Yeah, I did. I said it all.
Wow.
But just guys, I get excited to tell you this stuff, and I just leave the script alone. I just start telling you.
Which we appreciate. Don't we appreciate that?
When Doug was talking about the creative process earlier, and he almost channeled his inner Amy as he was describing things. So everybody that watches her describe
Out of
things,
full respect, I held myself.
And I do write actual treatments that have imagery inspiration. I don't just sit there and talk in Doug's ear, although that could be.
but just so you know, her pitches to us sound very much like the ones she puts on stage here.
Usually
So,
accompanied with music.
exactly.
We appreciate them. Star, can you give me a little download on some add-on experiences that you guys have going on?
Of course. So, just like Dark Masquerade, our add-on experiences give guests the chance to go even deeper into the characters and their stories this year. This year, Lady Mabel is no longer summoning Samuel. She presents Scary Mary's Dark Seance. Lady Mabel will attempt to contact Scary Mary, but things don't go as planned when she encounters one of the Queen Mary's most infamous spirits. And what I really love about this experience is where it can take guests next. From our seance, our guests will have the option to be led directly into the Lullaby Maze, allowing them to continue their journey deeper into the ship without ever really breaking that immersion. So, if guests want to, they can spend a significant part of their night actually inside of the Queen Mary, like Amy said.
This is so exciting. I love seances, you guys. This is my favorite part. Okay, so I'm excited to experience the Lullaby Maze fully reimagined. We talked about how feasts last year has happened. We will mourn, we will grieve, won't we? Yes, we will. Thank you, I'm not the only one. But he's in prison. We agree that maybe he should be in prison. Cannibalism, not the best. Who else is gonna be in the prison?
Samuel the Savage is back. Samuel the Savage, the infamous killer from Stateroom B340, in 2024, was ripped off the ship and thrown into chains and dragged up to the seaside prison. In 2024, we saw Breakout on the Run, and last year we brought you Breakout Maximum Security. So this is where we step into the seaside prison ourselves, and we start to hear the voices of Sam the Savage in our heads. Well, it's playing on the audio and speakers. In our heads! It's in our heads. And you're really feeling what it's like to grapple through all the things that Sam the Savage would think about. If you go back to early Dark Harbor, Sam the Savage was mistreated by nuns. He has all this guilt, religious guilt. So once he breaks out of the prison, he ends up going through a swamp and a sewer and finds his way in another religious venue at the back of this maze. And last year, the actors just killed it back there. You see nuns, you see the priests, there's hellfire burning up. Last year, we rearranged this whole maze. And, I think Star said it to me, like, we need to go back to basics. We need to make this intimidating. And it ended up being intimidating and a ton of fun. This was one of the most popular mazes last year. They loved trying to escape from the guards trying to get them. The inmates were trying to help, and everyone was running away from the nuns for some reason. But, yeah, so it's a very popular maze. So this year we're bringing it back. Yes. Breakout, maximum security. Let's go!
Here for the chaos. I live for the chaos. I breathe the chaos. And speaking of chaos, I know there's a little someone around that brings the chaos. Can we talk to the most chaotic Dark Harbor icon there is? Come on out, Ringmaster!
It's now a good time to say my love is conditional. Can we try that again?
Hello, children!
We have in store for you this season. Yeah! Take it away, Star.
Well, Ringmaster has always embraced the chaos, but this year they're taking it to a darker and gorier place. The carnival has become more twisted with a new group of punk anarchy clowns join the mix. These guys are loud, they're rebellious, and they're completely out of control and ready to turn the Big Top Terror Carnival of Chaos upside down.
Oh, yes. But don't forget all the electrifying additions we have in this land of chaos.
Right, there's tons of other things. We have the Ringmaster's new speakeasy. Ooh. I don't want to tell you too much, but it's a look at their collections that they've accumulated over their travels.
Have you been going lots of places, Rainy?
Have you? The Ringmaster also is introducing a few new rides. There are the neon bumper cars.
For a good bump.
We also have our first alien abduction, where guests will step inside a mysterious spacecraft and be pinned against the walls as they enter, and the entire chamber spins around them.
I can't be the only one out of this
old school gravitron.
We're gonna get pinned against the wall?
Yes. Getting abducted by aliens. Bazaar Bar will also feature the Circus of the Damned with entertainment including spinners, fire spinners, jugglers, a new band on select nights called the Little Big Top, and plenty of other circus chaos.
Taught them everything they know.
I think that covers it, don't you think, Ringmaster?
I do believe that is everything, yes. I hope to see you all in the fall.
Busy over at Bazaar Bar. I will be over there. But I want to know about what other entertainment is going to be surrounding us.
Food! Yes! What else is new in my cereal? Oh, Midsummer, have you missed me? When I say dark, you say harbor. Dark! Dark! Oh, are you ready to be entertained this season? You ready?
me tell them what we have going on in entertainment this season.
Absolutely. It's so good to see you, Captain.
Good to see you, favorite master.
Hi, Captain. Get a good nap in before we have to wake before all this fun.
Absolutely. And look at that. We've got slides.
Where have you been? We had this whole thing about chaos.
Oh my God. And Fiona's here. Fiona. Oh my God.
I'm just so honored to
We've
be in
got
your
a celebrity
presence.
here. I like it.
Same.
You look amazing as always.
All right. And when I say Amy, I need to get my suits tailored where you get them suits. Doesn't Amy look wonderful?
Oh, Captain, stop. Keep going.
So what else do we have going on now? Are the sliders here this season? Do we have sliders this season?
That's right.
Oh!
This year, we're bringing you a brand new show that's called The Slider Showdown, Clash of the Realms. Yeah, we're very excited about that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Captain, and thank you, Ringmaster.
Absolutely.
We are so grateful.
Thank you, children! If this has nothing to do with me, I'm going to go on board.
We're so grateful, and we will see you out.
Until then, farewell.
Amy Star, give us some more information on the entertainment that we will have other than this.
Oh yeah. Well, we have our maiden voyage launch party that happens every night in the shipyard at 8:08. We also will have the Slider Showdown, Clash of the Realms. We also have DJ Kiltrino from Lovecraft coming back and spinning spooky tunes on the stage. We also have fire shows. And, of course, our final voyage at the end of the night, where you can dance the end of the night away. And what we introduced last year, our foam party is back!
Who got sunk in the foam? I saw it from afar and made it too late. I could not believe the amount of foam. If you guys have not been part of the foam party, you have to make sure that you get there because it is wet and wild.
And the captain is up on the stage and he's getting the dance party going.
Don't you guys just love the captain? Can we give it up again for Ringmaster and Captain? The energy that comes out of those dead souls are absolutely wild. The alive people don't have near as much energy as they do. So, thank you guys. Now, along with all the fun at Dark Harbor, I think we should probably talk about the people that do food and bevy. Because without food and bevy, where would we be after having a fishbowl? Has anyone had a fishbowl at Dark Harbor? Or two? Thank you. Or three. Oh my God, I can't get through one. Can you give us, Brett, a little bit down low on the updates in the food and bev department?
Sure, we have a lot of new food and beverage additions in store for you this year. I really do think that our food and beverage program makes Dark Harbor special. You've seen the fish bowls, they're not going anywhere. The giant meat on a stick, the giant turkey legs, all that's staying. But we are really adding a lot of things to the program this year. We're doing smash burgers and smash tacos. We are doing some hot chicken sandwiches, hot chicken tenders. And then we also have 2 new VIP bars this year. Both of them are literally elevated into the air so that you can get a really nice view of everything that's happening in the harbor this year. And then we also are going to be doing boozy Dole Whip. I think we're also doing a shot bar with Jello shots and a bomb bar and tons of things like that. So our food and beverage partners have already been working on the menu. Earlier this week we were tasting some of the new drinks and some of the new food additions. So that was really exciting. But there's also, you heard about one new speakeasy. There are 3 new speakeasies at Dark Harbor this year. And all of those speakeasies, just like you're hearing with Dark Mastery, we're really trying to use those speakeasies to help guests dive deeper into the story. So every speakeasy has more information, more characters, more story for the realm that it's located in, or the maze that it's located in, and each this year has its own unique collectible souvenir token. So make sure you get those. Stop by and see Lady Mabel in the Dark Harbor Graveyard. She'll give you some clues about where the speakeasies are, and have fun in the harbor this year.
That was probably one of my favorite parts, was speakeasy was, and then sneaking into a little hole where it was all coolly lit and feeling like I was special. I really appreciate that. It sounds very delicious, very exciting. Thank you, Brett. But I can't help but feel like something's still missing.
Restrooms.
What else do we possibly think could be missing?
Well, some of you may know that the ship was called to World War II. And the luxury cruise liner was painted gray. And once she was out on the water, in the mist, you couldn't even see her. This is where she earned the name the Grey Ghost. She brought thousands of troops across the water, and there was a bounty out on her. She was faster than all other ships. She was aware there was radar and torpedoes aimed at her. And there was one man whose responsibility it was to guide the ship across the sea. This man's name is the Commander. The Commander is a man who carries a duty so heavy. He knows that this ship has orders she cannot stop, no matter what, while she's transporting troops. On one foggy night, as she crossed the sea, a submarine started to cross in her path. The sailors aboard shouted, "Commander! We have to stop, we have to turn!" But the commander knew he had to carry out his orders. So he told them, "No! We must go forward! Everyone, hold on! Brace for impact!" And as he said this, the Queen Mary sliced through the submarine ahead, sending hundreds of sailors to their cold, icy deaths in Davy Jones' locker, as well as some meeting their fate by the propellers of the ship being cut in half. Now this was his duty, and he carried this burden. But the sea remembers, and the souls this year will rise aboard the ship and seep through the portholes, because these spirits, they want revenge. So if any of you are brave enough to step onto the ship in this brand new maze, you will have to run for these ghosts, and maybe the commander will help you. But don't ask, because he might just shout, "Silence!" Roll clip. That's right! We're giving a nod to the original name of the event, Shipwrecked, as we honor her in our 13 years. And you'll have to brace for impact, because you will step back in time and experience this moment with technology so new that our tech director, Kip, really didn't want to do it at first. But then he realized what we were asking him to do was something that's never been done before. And if you work with techs, that's something they're excited about, right? To be the person who makes something that never happened happen? Well, we're very excited. So this year when you come aboard Dark Harbor, you'll brace for impact. The commander here is a new character, and while the captain may be friendly and starts the party, the commander's responsibility is to make sure that the ship stays quiet when enemies are near. So, while you will see him this year, I'm sure it will not be very friendly. So we're bringing more horror to Dark Harbor and going deeper into the dark stories. And that's why, once again, we said, fear lives here.
This is my theatrical moment, so I'm going to call in for reinforcements here. Do you remember at the beginning of this, I said there would be 13 icons this year at Dark Harbor? Well, get your flowers and your tissues ready because this year...
One of them will be murdered right in front of your eyes! This year we'll kill an icon. That's why I'm wearing all black.
I'm not ready to mourn, you guys. I need to know more information. I need to know who, what, where, when, how. And I guess we're gonna have to show up at Queen Mary's Dark Harbor to find out more. My gosh, you guys, that is a cliffhanger. I am losing my mind. I am so, so, so grateful to all of you. Will I see all of you at Queen Mary Dark Harbor this week? So give it up for yourselves. Give it up for Queen Mary Dark Harbor. Let's go 2026. Let's go Shipwreck. Let's go Captain. Let's go Commander. Give it up for your panelists today. Thank you so much, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Midsummer scream, and make sure to stop us out on the show floor later today.
So we just watched the Queen Mary panel. It was amazing, and we are going to head to an amazing interview with this lovely person right here.
Oh, you're too kind.
So gorgeous, so gorgeous. Come with us.
It's kind of crooked, dude.
So you guys were with us at Queen Mary's Pride, and it was unbelievably amazing. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience and you were so good.
Oh, you're so sweet. Hello, YouTube, Instagram, and anywhere else that you can find stuff like this. My name's Selena Blackwater, the Witch of WeHo, but you may also know me as the Queen of Dark Harbor.
Yes. So she not only runs Pride Night, but it organizes all of the drag shows for it. It was so cool. And I hope you guys loved it as much as we did, because we were geeking out. I can't believe we met you here. We were so excited.
Right? Honey, what do we call it? Serendipity.
Serendipity!
Emphasis on dip. Or death drop, as y'all may all know about it, okay?
Yes. So what goes into organizing a drag show in a theme park? Or not in a theme park, but in a theme park-esque situation, because that's really interesting. It's an open stage. A lot of drag shows that I go to are in more intimate spaces.
Yeah.
So you have all of this, it's a different atmosphere. So what do you think about when you're doing it for a broader stage? You're out in the open, there's weather, there's people milling by. What are the things you really think about?
Well, here's the thing. Spectacle lives in my blood from as early as going to say Disneyland and seeing all the fireworks and the nighttime shows. So even as I'm passing by that, my eyes are still locked on to rest in peace, Murphy. So that's the same sort of mindset that I go into when I'm looking for queens and drag artists and monsters to take the stage at a show Dark Harbor.
That makes sense. You're looking for things that are just so aesthetically show-stopping, which is not hard with drag, but that will catch people as they're coming by and be like, wait, I need to be over there.
Exactly. And for, I have my pulse on the scene in the LA scene, the San Diego, just SoCal in general. And I know, and I always seek out the ones that not only just take up the most space, but command the stage like a mother, okay? Yeah. So that's what I want to see on my stage, and that's what I'll continue looking for.
I love that. Our wonderful, beautiful mother, and we're so excited to see what talent you bring to the stage this year.
I can't say anything yet, but be surprised.
We'll be surprised. We'll be very excited surprised. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the panel. I hope you enjoyed all those special updates. We are going to get back to the event, aren't we?
I know, I'm thirsty. Let's go.
Let's go.